Here are some spiritual reasons to start a YouTube channel today.
When you show up in this way, you are actually putting yourself on like a plat, not a plat. I'm getting too ahead of myself.
Hey loves, my name is Nicole. Welcome to my channel. I'm a mindful entrepreneur and a well-being influencer. I share so much on my channel on wellness, lifestyle, and esoterics, all from the lived experience, and I also have an apothecary where you can shop my sea moss. Feel free to subscribe and stay in touch and see a little more about what I do.
Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I wanted to talk about why you should make a YouTube channel today, and this is from a spiritual perspective and esoteric perspective. So if you're interested in that, definitely keep watching. So a little bit about me: my name is Nicole Ballantyne. I'm a wellness entrepreneur, human design reader, and also an apothecary shop runner. So I have a lot of different hats, but today I really wanted to talk about YouTube and why I think it's such a great platform to start now, and also why I feel like people should do it from a spiritual standpoint. So first thing first is I want to talk about what it is to be a creator. I think it's really cool that we are in the digital age and we are now seeing so many people become digital creators. I consider myself a digital creator and a content creator, and I started content creating actually in 2012 with Instagram. So 2012, I created an Instagram platform. Actually, in 2009, I created my first Twitter account, and that, I guess, would be the beginning of my content creation journey. Since then, as you know, Twitter has blown up, Instagram has blown up, Facebook, and TikTok, all of these other social media platforms, and we see that people have been able to use it to sell products, services, lifestyles, aesthetics, all the things, right? So why I want to talk about creators from a spiritual standpoint is because we were created. Like, we were created. Whether you think it's God or the universe or the Big Bang, we were created. Whether you think it's your mama because she created you, you were brought to life by something else. And by being a creator, and if you believe in God, you believe you're made in the image of creator, then yes, you are also meant to be here on earth creating. So that's a huge spiritual reason why I feel like a lot of people should make accounts and create, because the reality is, like, we are here to create and we are multifaceted beings, which I feel like YouTube allows you to create anything you want, in the sense of, if you can make a video and you have a topic that you can put in a video, then you can create it, right? So we have seen all types of creators come up in the universe, like from singing, dancing, music, art pieces, furniture. Like, I have seen some of the most amazing things through social media from other people who have been creators. And I feel like people who are content creators are really using their full human potential to show the world. Like, that takes a lot of courage to show the world your capabilities. So why should you be a creator? Number one, you should be a creator because you were made by a creator in their image. So in that sense, you are then made to create. Number two, you should be a creator because it's decentralizing business. If you have a business, if you have a product, if you have a service, this is the perfect time to put a camera in your face and talk about it. Because not only can people who know you see it if you have a local or target market, but you also can now get more views, more potential clients through sharing it on major platforms, which now can be seen in most places in the world. So it's like, of all times in the span of human history, now is a great time to be a creative, especially someone who's in the media arts fields. Okay, now let's talk about a third reason why you should become a creator. The third reason why you should become a creator is that YouTube, and even just creating social media content, is a way of capturing memories and being able to look back on them. So one thing I'll say is that when you are creating for YouTube, especially for me, because it's long form, it ends up becoming a very spiritual journey, because you realize, like, as you talk, as you share, I'm a self-projected projector, so I actually, my way of understanding myself is through soundboarding. So doing this for you guys actually really helps me. But I say all that to say that when you show up in this way, you are giving yourself an opportunity to learn and grow at a really fast rate. Because like I said, just like your potential clients is out there, if you have a business, you also will get feedback fairly quickly if you are doing something wrong, because the internet can be a brutal place as well. So it can be scary, and it may be a little nerve-wracking to first put yourself out there. But again, this is because we are undoing a lot of what we have seen in society when it comes to shame and guilt and kind of living in fear or living outside of our full potential. When you think about our ancestors, and I'm talking about all the way back to hunter-gatherer stage, a lot of times they didn't even have the opportunities to think about what they wanted to do or what they liked outside of their basic needs. So to be able to now have the time to think about what we may be passionate about, it's such a privilege, and it's such a beautiful space and time to be able to not only have the time to enjoy and think about it, but to be able to share those gifts and share those interests with other people. The fourth reason why you should create a YouTube channel now is to create community. There is nothing that you want to do that someone else may not be interested in or may be interested in. So with that being said, if you create a channel and you decide to share content, whatever it may be, you will find someone out there who likes it. And if you do a good job making it, of course, there is a pattern and style of how you can get more views and things like that, or find community faster on YouTube. But again, it's about just starting to do it, because you would be blown away by how many people may be interested in what you're interested in, and they need to see someone like you doing it. The fifth reason why you should create a YouTube channel now is that YouTube is YouTube is owned by Google, yes, but YouTube is still almost like having a video form of Google. So over the years, it's only going to become more and more differentiated, and we are going to find more and more types of channels, niches. There's going to be channels that are so niche down in terms of, like, you may be able to find someone who's literally your doppelganger 20 years from YouTube, because of how I see it growing and how many people adding content to YouTube. So again, I know these are like probably wild predictions to some of you, but for me, as someone who's been seeing the trend over the past 10 years of social media, of algorithms, and just it really being a reflection of our collective consciousness, I truly believe that YouTube is a way of finding your community, of decentralizing the economy so that everyone can get a little bit of the pie, seeing that stars are no longer going to be these mega stars, but I genuinely feel like we'll all be stars within our community. Like, if you are sharing your talents with the world, the chances of you can gain success in what you're doing at an industry level at the least, right? So with all that being said, I think those are really, really great reasons to join YouTube right now. I don't think YouTube growth is stopping anytime soon. And again, it's going to be here for generations. Unless like the world ends or something like crazy happens to the internet, I don't see YouTube going anywhere. If you are creating content for validation, then I highly recommend going on TikTok. But if you are creating content for the long haul and you really want to attract people and again, no hate to TikTok. I'm not saying that because TikTok's not valuable. It is valuable and it has other purposes besides validation. But I just say that it may take longer to build on YouTube and find that community, but I promise you, just like spending more time with a friend, if people are spending more time with you, in the form of like a long form video, they're going to get to know you. You're going to have more in common. You're probably going to show like the SEO over time, I feel like is going to be better, because as especially more people of color are adding content on YouTube, now when you look for pasta recipe bolognese, the first person that may come up on your personal algorithm may be a Black person making bolognese, if that's what you wanted to see, right? So I say this to say that the market is not saturated, that there is so much space for so many of us, because sometimes when people go on YouTube to find a video, they really just want to find another person they connect with that has the information they're seeking. And because we are all so unique and we are all made of stars, there's very much a chance that if you made a video about something that you truly loved and was passionate about, and you did a good job at it, like you took your time, you spoke like clearly, and you had good sound, because that all matters on YouTube, that they're gonna find it. So yeah, with that, I just wanted to leave that video because I know that I may not be showing it yet because I'm still growing on my YouTube channel, but part of it is trusting the process and trusting that it's so much bigger than you, right? It's so much bigger than, you know, what's the point of me making a video? Who's gonna care? It's the point of it is we are all here for a reason, and the more we share, we'll come to a greater understanding of what that reason is, and we also will enjoy it along the way, because then we're going to have people to connect with. And the world advances at much faster rate when we are all working towards the same mission and cause. And I feel like with YouTube allowing so many people to get access to education and information in a way that we have never been able to do before, like, we could turn this world around in 20 years, y'all. Or at least you can create the world that you want to see around you, which is a start, right? We may not be able to change everyone or change everything. You can't. But what you can do is up-level your life by choosing to connect with people who have the same interests as you, by also being a light and sharing what you know with others. And then again, when you do this, you're adding into like this information almanac that's going to live on the World Wide Web, that people can see for eons and eons and years and years and years. I mentioned in another video that I was just watching Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson, and they cover a part about Carl Sagan's life. And I love that part because it made me realize that a lot of these inventors that we see, that we praise, that have these beautiful legacies or live these lives that we're just like, wow, they were everyday people who trusted what they felt, who decided to share what they thought, even if they thought it might be, even if other people thought they might be wrong. They would go on those hunches, and those hunches is what led them into great discoveries that opened their mind and opened the minds of people that they shared this information with. So if you view how important your life is, and knowing that you can do that in your lifetime, that is not impossible. And it wasn't like a super special person that invented something, but it was just another human being who trusted their gut and who liked a certain, who had a certain passion in a specific field and just went with it. Then you'll realize like you can do the same thing too, and you do not know what your legacy is. Dr. Maya Angelou said this: you do not know what your legacy is, so why not live a life that you fully enjoy authentically and just allow your soul to show you what you're meant to do in the world. And I think YouTube is a great way of doing that, because again, it's such a spiritual journey. Like, when you create a YouTube channel, you may think, oh, I want to talk about this subject. And then next thing you know, like, your soul is actually pulled to turn on the camera and talk about something else. I had no idea I was going to make this video today. I thought about making it in the past, and then I actually was like, oh, maybe someone else already created it. And then I said, no, who cares if someone made something similar? No one's me, and like, maybe what I have to say or how I'm saying it can impact someone in a different way. And also, what someone else said on a video doesn't now show that it's my truth. Like if someone was to turn that on, they'd be like, oh, that's that person's truth. If someone watches this video, they know, wow, this is how Nicole truly feels about that. And that's really powerful, because that means I'm doing what my soul was meant to do, right? Come, speak, share, and now impact somebody in a way, hopefully, that is positive. But also, sidebar, what I've noticed, even things that are seemingly negative, it's still, in the grand scheme of things, there usually is some positive outcome or some positive understanding that has been learned. Like some of the worst situations I've been in has taught me a lot. So even if you think you're going to come on YouTube and make a fool of yourself, it's actually a really easy learning curve, in the sense that you can make that mistake and now move on to something else. But you can't make any mistakes or grow as a person if you choose to stay stagnant, because if you're doing that, then you're not allowing life to shift you and change you. And I noticed that a lot of people are uncomfortable with showing up online because they don't want to get doxxed or canceled. But if you don't think that you're doing anything that's going to get you doxxed, if you know that what you want to talk about is uplifting, positive, you know you want to help people, then the chances of you getting a lot of hate is less likely, even though it may still come. But again, light definitely outshines darkness. So again, even if you do have people who have negative things to say, they're still bringing power to you. They still came on your video to listen to what you had to say, or added to your algorithm views. So now it's actually attracting the person who needs to see it. You get what I mean? So I don't know. I said all that to really just kind of give you guys some perspective of the truth of what it's like to show up on YouTube, or show up in this like very intimate way, but also how impactful it can be to your life and to your spiritual journey. Because again, it requires you to grow to be able to do this. It requires you to grow to be at a level of vulnerability where you can just sit and talk to someone who doesn't know you, who may not even speak the same language, and just share your truth with them. Yeah. So if you're thinking about making a YouTube channel, I highly recommend, as soon as you click off this video, you make a YouTube channel. I also highly recommend you watch What is Human Design. I have that video and I'll link it here probably, because learning about my human design has changed my life, and it actually is why I ended up being so dedicated on making my YouTube channel and growing it, and learning like the limitless possibilities of how I could do it through my specific energy type and my mechanics, but also through the unlimited potential I unlocked when I removed a lot of conditioning and limiting beliefs. And a lot of that came from learning the human design system. The human design system is an interdisciplinary system. It's a mixture of like science and spirituality. I know there's a lot of HD people that will hate that I said that, but for me, it's esoteric as well as very science-based. And that's why I was able to understand it, and why I wanted to share the information, because I do feel like that divine feminine spiritual energy of the mysticism of the world, and like the nuances of our life and the themes of our life and why we're here. I really wanted to share that, and I pushed past my imposter syndrome to do so. Again, my lock journey was a part of that journey on YouTube, my pregnancy journey as well, but it really took me wanting to show up and really maybe help somebody else through my vulnerability, that made me come on here and be consistent and show up more and make more videos. Because again, it's not what we're used to seeing. There is a greater creator community now than ever before, but it is still relatively new in the span of like humanity, social media, content creation. So if you are in this like timeline, you're meant to do amazing things. The world is shifting so fast. We are clearly all here for a specific reason and meant to do amazing things. And I just want to see more people not be afraid, including myself, to show their talents and like bring their voices to the world. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. If you're interested in more of my content, I'll put all my links below for my Patreon, my Instagram, you know you're on YouTube. So I was gonna say YouTube. But yeah, create a channel, show up, start just vlogging things or capturing whatever. Or if you are a very planned person, think about a topic you want to talk about, especially if it's something you're highly skilled at and knowledgeable about, and share it here. We need more people experimenting in life, pushing their mental boundaries and creating and doing it with fun. I'm always acting like I'm ending the video and I start talking more, but this is important. I asked a very wealthy man, what would he say is the way to creating money and enjoying life, right? And he said, just being curious and then choosing to play. And he is a famous Nat Geo photographer. And that's how he got into it. He was curious and he played. He also told me a famous quote called Mother Nature, Father Time. And that is that duality again. Like, we are all creators. We are all here to play. Mother Nature is, I feel like, the mysticism of where life is going and like how the creation actually forms. But the Father Time is the fact that we are here for a certain amount of time. We have these resources and this is what we can do. So maximize it. Let's maximize our energies. Let's maximize our time. Let's tap into the play of the divine feminine and the freedom and the relaxation, but also tap into the purpose and our mission and our will of seeing that this is possibly the way that we can help change humanity and create opportunities for ourselves, for other people, change mindsets, change beliefs, change heart conditions. I really think everything comes down to our thoughts and our heart. So when we see a world where there's so much suffering and so much pain, the reality is like some people just do not have a heart for empathy. And that is kind of what's causing more and more suffering and pain. And I think the more we share our stories, the more we open up other people's hearts. Because if everyone is sharing their stories, you're most likely going to see someone in yourself. And then you start to realize you can see a little bit of every single person in yourself. And I feel like at that point, we cease to compete and we cease to fight and we cease to put one person before the other and realize our true oneness as a society. So I'll leave you with that for real this time. Again, all my links will be below. I love you and see you in the next video.
Now, I know you're running to make a YouTube video right now, right?